What if I told you that at some point, maybe sooner than you think, you can actually stop putting money into your 401k and your retirement will still be completely fine? Not because you've given up, not because you're behind, but because you've already done enough and compound interest is now doing the heavy lifting for you. There's a moment in your financial life, a specific number, a specific age, where continuing to contribute aggressively to your retirement account is actually optional. And most people working hard in their late 50s have no idea this moment exists. Nobody told them. Their HR department didn't mention it. Their financial advisor probably didn't bring it up either. I call it the retirement sweet spot. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you what the retirement sweet spot actually is and how compound growth creates it. How to calculate your exact number, the dollar amount where you can stop or reduce contributions. What to do with that extra money once you hit it, because this is where things get really interesting. If you're in your late 50s and you're still maxing out your 401k every year, this video is specifically for you. Here's the thing most people don't realize about retirement savings. There are two phases to building your nest egg. Phase 1 is accumulation. You work, you save, you contribute. That's the phase most people understand. But there is a phase 2, and phase 2 is where compound growth does what took you years to build and multiplies it without you touching it, without you adding to it, just time doing its job. According to Vanguard's research on over 2 million retirement accounts, the average person in their late 50s with $250,000 saved is already closer to phase 2 than they think, and they have no idea. Fidelity studies show that most pre-retirees between the ages of 55 and 62 are still contributing at the same aggressive rate they were at 40, even when their portfolio has already crossed the threshold where it no longer needs that extra fuel. They're working harder than they have to, sacrificing vacations, skipping experiences, saying no to things that matter because nobody told them they'd already crossed the finish line on contributions. That changes today. Let's start simple. The retirement sweet spot, sometimes called your coast number, is the dollar amount in your retirement accounts that would grow on its own to fully fund your retirement, even if you never contributed another single penny. Let me say that one more time because it's important. It's the amount where you can stop and still be okay. Here's how the math works. Your investments, on average, grow at about 7% per year over the long term. That's the historical average of a diversified stock portfolio. So every dollar you have today approximately doubles every 10 years. So let's run a real example. Imagine someone, let's call him a 58-year-old teacher in Ohio. He has $380,000 saved in his 401k. He wants to retire at 68, 10 years from now. He wants to have about $1 million when he retires. Now here's the question. Does he need to keep contributing for the next 10 years to reach $1 million? Let's do the math. $380,000 growing at 7% per year for 10 years equals approximately $747,000. Not quite $1 million yet, so he's not at his coast number, but he's close. Now let's say he has $450,000. At 7% for 10 years, that grows to roughly $885,000. Still not $1 million. But at $510,000, at 7% for 10 years, that crosses $1 million. That $510,000 is his coast number. The moment his balance hits $510,000, he is done. He doesn't need to add another dollar. Compound growth will carry him the rest of the way. Take a moment to think about that. If you're 58 with $510,000 in your 401k and you want to retire at 68 with $1 million, you are already there. You could stop contributing today. Okay, so how do you figure out your coast number? I'm going to give you a simple 3-step formula. You don't need a spreadsheet. You just need a calculator and a few minutes. Step 1. Decide how much you want at retirement. Most people use the rule of 25. Take your annual expenses in retirement, multiply by 25. If you plan to spend $50,000 per year, you need $1.25 million. If you plan to spend $40,000 per year, especially because Social Security covers part of it, you might only need $1 million or less. Step 2, figure out how many years until you retire. Simple. If you're 58 and want to retire at 67, that's 9 years. Step 3, use the divide by doubling rule. Here's a simple way to estimate. Your money doubles roughly every 10 years at 7% growth. So divide your retirement target by how many times your money will double. If you have 10 years, divide your target by 2. If you have 20 years, divide your target by 4. If you have 30 years, divide your target by 8. For example, you want $1 million at retirement in 10 years. Your coast number is approximately $500,000. And if you want $1 million in 20 years, your coast number drops to around $250,000. This is why starting early is so powerful. But here's what's really exciting. Even if you started saving later in life, you may be much closer to your coast number than you think. Now, these are rough numbers. The exact calculation depends on your specific rate of return, taxes, and Social Security income. But this formula gives you a clear starting point, and most people are genuinely surprised when they run it. Now, before we get to the most important part of this video, I want to address something. You might be thinking, okay, but what if I'm not at my coast number yet? What if I still have a gap? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you something that completely changes how you think about that gap. And I'll also answer the question everyone in this situation asks. If I hit my coast number, what do I do with the extra money I was putting in my 401k? The answer might surprise you. Let's say you've done the math and you are at or close to your coast number. Congratulations. Genuinely, you've done the hard part. Now here's what most people don't realize. You have options. Option 1, keep contributing anyway, but with a purpose. If you keep contributing past your coast number, you're building a cushion, a bigger safety net. And honestly, that's not a bad idea, because a 7% average return isn't guaranteed every year. Markets go up and down. A little extra buffer protects you from what's called sequence of returns risk, the risk that a bad market year hits you right at the start of retirement. So if keeping that contribution feels right to you, keep doing it. You're not wasting money, you're buying peace of mind. Option 2, redirect that money to a Roth IRA. Here's where it gets interesting. If you're in your late 50s or early 60s, there's a narrow tax window, roughly between age 60 and 63, right before Medicare IRMA kicks in and before required minimum distributions start at age 73. During that window, your taxable income is often at its lowest, and that's the perfect time to fund a Roth IRA or do Roth conversions, because you're paying taxes now at a lower rate than you may face later. The 2025 contribution limit for a Roth IRA if you're 50 or older is $8,000 per year, and that money grows completely tax-free for the rest of your life. Option 3, pay off your mortgage. Some people at this stage decide to redirect that extra $500, $800, or $1,000 per month toward paying off the house. There's real psychological value in entering retirement with zero debt, especially a mortgage. Lower monthly expenses mean your retirement savings stretch further. Option 4, live better now. I'll say something that might sound unusual coming from a finance channel. It's okay to spend some of that money on your life today. Take the trip you've been putting off. Help your kids or grandkids. Do the home renovation that makes your daily life nicer. You are not behind. You are not being irresponsible. You've hit a milestone that most Americans never hit, and it's okay to enjoy that. Now, I do want to flag one mistake I see people make when they discover their coast number. They get excited, understandably, and they stop contributing completely, including the employer match. Do not do that. If your employer matches your 401k contributions, even 3%, even 4%, that is free money, a 100% instant return on your contribution. Stopping that match to coast is like walking past a $5 bill on the ground and not picking it up. The right move is this: contribute at least up to your employer match, Always, no exceptions. Beyond that match, that's the money you can redirect once you've hit your coast number. It's not your fault that nobody explains this clearly. The 401k system is designed around a one-size-fits-all message. Contribute as much as you can, as long as you can. That advice works for someone starting at 25, but for you at 58 with real savings behind you, the rules have changed, and you deserve to know that. After watching this video, here's what I want you to do. Step 1. Log into your 401k or IRA account and write down your current balance. Step 2. Subtract your current age from your retirement target age. That's how many years you have. Step 3. Use the divide by doubling rule I showed you. Divide your retirement target by 2 for every 10 years. That's your coast number estimate. Step 4. Compare your current balance to that number. Are you close? Are you already there? This single comparison may change how you think about money for the rest of your working years. Step 5. If you're within 10 to 20% of your coast number, talk to a fee-only financial planner, not someone selling products, about what your optimal contribution strategy looks like for the next 3 to 5 years. None of these steps cost money. None of them take more than 20 minutes, and any one of them could save you years of over-contributing when you don't have to. Before you go, drop your age and your rough retirement goal in the comments below, even just the number you're aiming for. I read every single one, and I'll do my best to give you a more specific answer. If this video helped you see your retirement savings differently, that's exactly why I made it. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. And if you want to learn why retiring early might be the best decision you make, that video's right here. It's one of the most important decisions you'll make, and most people get it backwards. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.